right back, Charlie.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian, bro. Come on.
Thank you very much for that, Ian Wright. People deluded, I'm back again. I'm with my guy FABRICE Muamba. We've done a lot of shows by now. You already know what we're doing. Smash the like button, comment, subscribe, check out the description, or better yet, just hit the title if you're on YouTube and subscribe to FABRICE's channel. What are you saying, my guy? You good?
I'm good, man. What are you saying? What are you saying?
Man, after the result of the weekend, I don't know how to look at it, but I got my health. I'm good, man. I'm good. Birthday weekend. That Thursday's my day. So yeah, you're a fellow April baby as well. So it boosts the agenda, man. I'm good apart from that, man.
I was I wouldn't be disappointed about Arsenal result. I feel like a draw is
let's get straight into it, man, because it's just the elephant in the room, man. Let's talk Liverpool Arsenal. What's your immediate thoughts after the game? It's been a couple of days to settle now and collect.
I thought Arsenal first that were absolutely ridiculous. Were ridiculously that good. Well, they were like
half an hour was lit in it.
Like they're on a different song. They're on a different. They were just moving different. It was too much for Liverpool. They deserve to be up there in terms of 2-0 lead. They could have been 3 at time, but every single time you gave Liverpool an opportunity, the crowd got behind slowly and surely. That's something that you just can't do at Anfield. You have to try to just minimize them as much as you can. But listen, a draw is better than a loss. You know what I'm saying? So to get out Anfield, the least you can expect is to get 1 point. If you're gonna go 3 points, it'd been amazing. But 1 point, I would take that all day long. So nothing to be worried about. Just now, you've got a week to prepare. West Ham on Sunday, I think Sunday or Saturday.
Sunday, them man are fighting for their lives as well.
Yeah, so I mean, West Ham is West Ham, but you never know which West Ham is turn up. I think if you go to West Ham, you score the first goal, the crowd will turn against them, and that's pure and simple like that. So I think Arteta just need to make sure that the team talk is just don't worry about anybody else, just take care of our own business. That's it. Take care of your own business. Everything else will take care of itself.
Like you said there, man, just take care of our own business. Obviously, we need to improve several things from that game. There's a lot of positives to take, but even if we won, we shouldn't get on cloud 9 and think anything's done. There's 8-9 games left. Everything's to settle. Let's dig a bit deeper into that game. You said it, the first half was amazing. The first half an hour was great. What would you say is the areas of improvement? Because for me, evidently, game management needs to improve. You said that, Anfield's a difficult ground to go in. If you go 1 goals up, 2 goals up, you need to manage the crowd. And I feel the last 10 or so minutes in the first half, we didn't really do that. And then the second half, our backs are against the wall. So would you say we was naive in some parts in that game?
I mean, the game management could have been better. And one player that everybody spoke so highly of, but for me, I feel like with his experience, he could have actually prevented a lot of stuff. Zinchenko, especially the second goal. He's so much attacking.
He's square on. He's not side on like a fullback's meant to be.
He makes it easier for Liverpool to not make him and then bang Liverpool go in and score a goal. Listen, he's done ever so well since he come to Arsenal, but in this circumstance, it just feel like he could have been more. He could have used his brain more in terms of his experience and his body shape, how he let Liverpool in that position. But all in all, I think Rob Holding had a good game, from my opinion. I think Robin Hope, he came in there.
I agree.
They throw him in the deep end. He
tried intact still.
He was there. But just, I mean, the other person that I feel like, wow, he had Van Dijk on toast. Jesus. Yo, that brother footwork here is
That
a
kick up and
madman.
the no look pass and that.
That
Oi,
one there. When he
that
did
was
that, I
wavy.
thought, nah. He must have spoke to his uncle the night before. Say, uncle, give me something. Give me something. Because he was problematic.
He's been in great form since his injury, man.
Wow.
Like a new signing, bro.
That lift, that no look pass here, that's that's when you can tell he's definitely Brazilian. And no mixed martial. Nah, he's definitely like from that part of the world, because he just, his hold up play is ridiculous. For somebody, people don't, he's not the biggest, not the tallest,
And he
but
puts himself around regardless.
himself about is able to bring the play, bring other people in, and just make things happen. And I think to see him at Arsenal shirt and to see him in a big game, it'll be interesting to see him the next week or so when they play at Etihad, how he play, because I feel like he just get better and better.
I'm with you with that. Do you think because Jesus had a great game? When I watched the game again, I know he looked knackered. In second half, our backs were against the wall. When we're clearing it, there's not really an outlet. I could understand why Jesus came off, but personally, bro, watching the game again, I personally think that was the wrong decision. You would have loved to have had Tomiyasu and Eddie Nketiah fit to see out the game. Do you think Jesus should have come off?
Actually,
Odegaard as well.
The longer the game go, Arsenal become deeper and deeper and deeper.
Yeah.
So this when you need somebody with a presence, i.e. just hoof it up long, I'll put my body in, I'll get foul in, and so that you guys can recover. And that's when Arsenal need to start looking long term, i.e. as much as Jesus is great, coming 2 feet, run behind, but we also need somebody with
with their back to goal.
Like a Chris Wood, tall, lanky, bang, is able to bring it
smack it into his chest and get us
just hit it, and he'll just get out of the pitch. I think that's what Arsenal lacked compared to Liverpool, because you can see as the game went on, the deeper Arsenal got, they invited more trouble.
What did you make of Arteta's subs in that game?
If you look at Arteta's sub, Arteta doesn't really have much of playing around with in terms of that midfield area. It's got people in the wing to come in, but in terms of that central department and people who will come in and make a difference in Odegaard position, we don't have an understudy of Odegaard. We don't have the Arsenal don't have that.
Or even Partey or Xhaka.
Do you know what I mean? So it's another thing where you got to look at Arsenal and say, long term, if you're going to compete at Old Friend, we got to have like for likes in every single position.
Amen.
If you're taking this one and bringing another one, Vieira is good, but is not ready for the Premier League level type of Liverpool game yet.
We needed presence in that game, a bit of physicality. I personally think we would have loved the 8 or a 6 to take off Xhaka or someone to partner Partey, or even just take off Odegaard and just fug out the middle, man, and just see out the game.
And just bulk up the middle with bare numbers in there and say, come break us up and see where it takes us. So I think, listen, the positive is that Arsenal didn't lose.
Hey man, 4 points off Liverpool this season, man.
Arsenal didn't lose, and it's the big elephant in the room is the Newcastle game away, the Man City game away. Those games. If you can come through
every game, really, bro. I can't lie to you, man. I'm sure
if Arsenal can avoid defeat from now to the end of the season, Arsenal win the league. Regardless what anybody do.
Do you believe we can, though?
Yeah. If Arsenal can avoid defeat,
why do you believe such?
I think Arsenal, you've come so far this season, and you've mounted so much challenge. Now you're in the last hurdle where everything's been scrutinized, but at the same time, you deserve to be in this position. So why don't you believe you can go and win it? If City drop a result somewhere along the line, best believe they will drop a result.
Where does that come from, though, bro? Because I believe you, and I also don't believe you. I believe you because I think City are going to drop points. That's my.
They will drop a result.
But Pep's a different beast. But where, though? Obviously,
with Pep, he's just chasing. You know what? Pep, he knows that, yeah. Pep knows. They're just waiting for Arsenal to slip around. That's it. That's what they're waiting for.
And take it back to their place.
They're just waiting for you to just drop a point. Okay, here we go. So you've got Leicester again. Fulham away.
So you think Fulham away?
Fulham away, Everton away, Brentford away. Don't make mistake about Brentford. They're looking to get into Europa League, so don't think it's a joke thing. Yeah. So you look at it thinking, Arsenal have got Brighton at home, Chelsea at home, the Man City game. Like that's the game if you look at Arsenal, West Ham,
that's where we need something from that game. A bit like Liverpool. Yeah, we dropped 2 points and then we gained a point based on the second half. But for me, you can't.
If Arsenal go to Etihad, Arsenal get 2-1 win. Yeah, I'm telling you that now. That is a killer for them.
Bro, if we won that City game, listen, I'm really gonna live up to my name. Deluded.
If Arsenal go to City, won that City game, man, it's like Arsenal went to Man United and win the Man United. Remember that game where they won the Man United and they won and almost like automatically show Arsenal won the league, where I think Kanu and Wilto, Ljungberg, them man scored them time there. So for me, they just need to take care of the business. You know, the next 2 games, take care of your business, man. That's it.
Like you said, take care of our business, fam. Southampton, you have to win. I know both teams are fighting for their lives, but I can't lie to you. I have to see my team win every home game. We need to win every home game, avoid defeat to City.
And again, like if you look at it, right? Man City play Bayern today. Leicester have got a new manager in. Yeah, they will probably have about 3 days of getting everybody together. I don't expect it. Yeah, but I don't expect anything out of ordinary. But what you expect better than what they've been showing up lately with Leicester. So new voice, new ideas. John Terry's in the building. So surely you can have to start saying, you know what? Let's start from somewhere. It would have been great if Leicester can do Arsenal a huge favor, get a draw at that game.
Do you think Arteta was naive in the second half against Liverpool?
No,
because as you said, I agree with you because I feel you could have brought on Vieira or Smith Rowe, but I understand why they weren't brought on. I think you could have kept Odegaard and Jesus on because they're 2 of the most experienced players. One's the captain, but I understood why they came off. Personally, I don't have sympathy for Mikel Arteta for the options he has. I have injuries happen, and we've either signed or not signed personnel. So if we don't have a centre mid, as you said in the beginning, like for like with Xhaka and Partey, it's really our fault because we tried to get certain players in, they're not here. This is why we need them. Do you think he was naive?
No, I think if you look at the substitution Arteta made, right? He made Tierney came on. You got
probably about 10 minutes too late, slightly, bro.
You got Jacob came on, and you've got Trossard came on. Okay. 2 out of those 3 guys are defenders. So which means attacking wise is very limited. And
so if you look at that too much.
I mean, listen, you can't help but realize that it's an Anfield. They do this to everybody. They do this to everybody.
Their home rep was elite.
Yeah, once the tail is up, it is non-stop. They will be after you. They will put pressure on you. They will make sure that they'll make it difficult for you. And listen, as I said to you earlier, you come out there, get a draw. Even Pep said it after. I think he said it on Arsenal Fan TV. He said Arsenal were amazing. For another manager to come out and say that, he must say, look, you know what? Yeah, they're the real deal. Now like they're in the nitty-gritty of it, i.e., can we just see the next 8 games? Right now, it's not about performance anymore.
It's about
forget that. Just let's get that 3 point and move from there. That's it. There's no ticket. No, I'm not interested in that. Nah. Get in there, get a 3 point out. That's it.
I'm with you with that, man. I'm fully with you with the need to we just need results. You keep mentioning it, and I keep mentioning it. And I believe it. Anfield is a difficult ground. Obviously, crowds play a part. But do you think personally Arsenal fans are overstating it? Because while I believe that Anfield's a difficult place and fans, give players energy and stuff, first half an hour, there was nothing in that regard. And at the same time, it's like being a boxer. If I'm from England, I go fight in America, in the hood in America. Yeah, the crowd's going to intimidate me. They're going to make me nervous, this and that. But once I get into the ring, it's just me and the other boxer. Like, it's like a football pitch. It's just you lot. So is it a bit overdoing it? The whole Xhaka and Trent thing last season, it was Klopp and Arteta. Like, is the fans thing a bit overstated, or Xhaka and Trent stuff that sparked the crowd?
No,
they were quite half an hour.
I think every single time, once Arsenal went 2-0 up, the crowd was quiet. It's the moment you engage in any altercation with Liverpool, you raise the tails up. And this is when you need an experienced player in that starting 11. You say, listen, boy, just calm it down, play our game. If you need to get a foul, stay there for number 2 or 3 a second so that we can crown. That's when you need people. Just like how, the best person to do that was when Chelsea went to play Liverpool and Mourinho, when the ball went out of Chelsea, the man hold the ball.
Hold the ball, kick it away, drop for injury,
hold
get a
the
water
ball.
break.
That way, the crowd will get on top of Mourinho, not on top of his team.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? So that kind of tactic, I mean, it's still Arteta still early on in terms of his managerial career, but it's still the stuff where you look at the thing, we need to get better at it. If you're gonna go to Etihad, you find yourself 2-0 up at 65 minutes, my brother. Any kind of kick, I'm flying over the wall, bruv. I'm on the floor. I'm like,
this is it. Street smartness, man.
Yeah, you just like, ref, come on now. You can't do it. Take your time. And that will frustrate the crowd and will frustrate the players. It's just that at the moment, they didn't have that. It's almost like they were happy to go back and forth.
Yeah. I'm with you with that. I think the Anfield game showed me that we can plan all week. We can implement a plan early on. We can actually react because obviously, like you said, Anfield, there are times across a 90-minute game, you can't just throw punches. You have to absorb pressure. You have to, let them put you under the cosh a bit and come out of it and survive really and truly. You've been a professional footballer. Obviously, the manager gives you tactics. He tells you this, that, and the other. I can't imagine what we're talking about that we need to improve. I can't imagine Mikel Arteta was not saying that before the game. But how much, especially in them moments, as you said, there's experienced players, even the younger ones. How much of it is down to the players managing themselves as well?
But then that's when you start looking in your change room saying, who's got character? Who can smell that we're in trouble here now? Who can say, you know what, hey,
exactly,
boys, come on. We know where we are now. We know why we came here. And we need to do what we need to do to get a result. So if meaning wasting time, that's when you're looking at your senior member of the team. The Odegaard, the Zinchenko, the Granit Xhaka, the Thomas Partey. You got to say, listen, lads, come on, let's get it together. Let's keep our head down. If you need to waste time, so be it. But we just have to get our head down and get it. And I mean, listen,
facts.
Not what when you give Odegaard the captain, that doesn't mean he's the only one has got a voice in there.
No, there should be 11 out there.
Every man in there should have a voice. Even the guys on the bench, when they're coming in the change room, say, listen, boys, we're under the pressure. Forgetting about everything going on. Just take your time. If you ever throw in, take your time and just waste as many time as you want.
I'm with you on that. Let's look at some positives, man. I do think there was a couple of good performances out there. We have to hail up the keeper, Aaron Ramsdale. What did you make of his performance?
Bruv, that's
madman, innit?
When Salah came in and whip it in, I was like, it's going in.
But we were shook. I was shook the last 45 minutes. The second half, I was scared. I was genuinely scared, bro.
I was shook when they actually signed him for that price. I think where they get this weather from. But now, like, he's proved beyond doubt that he's one of the best in England. Like, he's
one of the best ever to have played in the Premier League. To be honest, Mo Salah.
He's up there with the best, without no shadow of doubt.
Where do you rank him out of them attacking players? Because it's a bit harsh, but where would you rank him then in the Premier League, guys?
Right now,
for all his, let's just say his whole body of work. For what Salah's done since he's landed at this point, where do you put him?
Who are we talking here now?
Well, he's got to be mentioned with the Perez's, the Henrys, anyone that's anything close to a legend in terms of an attacking player.
I mean, Mo's good. Mo's done it
top 5,
here.
top 10. Where you got him?
He's definitely top 20 in ever to step in a Premier League share. He's up there.
That's fair. Him or Mane?
Bro, I'm Mane fan. I'm Mane fan.
This is why I asked you, because I knew he was going to be conflicted.
I'm a Mane fan all day long, bro. Mane all day long, bro. Mane can come out on 5 days fast. My man's still running like he's not even fast, bro. That's the level of commitment. He's a humble beast. He's been about it. Mane is about it. And I'm praying tonight he plays against Man City. I am praying.
He needs to get his Bayern Munich career off the ground, man. What did you make of Trent and Van Dijk in that game? Because Trent second half, madman. First half, Martinelli had him.
You know what? With Trent, yeah.
Baller.
I mean, he's so it's been praised how good it is going forward, which is good. Listen, nobody can dispute that. Unbelievable, unbelievable switch of play. He's got it on his locker. But the number one priority as a defender, is I need to know how to defend. There's no point me singing you all the praises and all that. But when it comes to 1v1, Vinicius Jr., my man took him to the cleaner. It's almost like the Brazilian man, they talk to each other. So when you catch a Trent, bruv, don't even feel sorry for him. Like, go after him.
Madrid silenced Anfield as well, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I remember when he first played against Man United, Marcus just went after him. Like, he's not even
tough
there.
one, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So, as much as a good going forward, defensively, he's all over the place. All over the place. Like, then you talking about people saying the basic thing of defending. If I'm playing against somebody who's quicker than me, I need to say, you know what? I give myself space. Just drop up a little bit. A couple yards. So I know if I'm playing somebody who's skillful than me, I know the first minute to touch the ball, I'm after him. Like, I'll rattle him so that he knows that this is what I'm all about.
You're going to get kicked if you get past me. Facts.
But this man, I don't even know what he's on about. Like, so you're in a point where you're like, bro, he's good, yes, but when you're up against the proper guys, he get take for a ride.
Do you think it's more bad habits, or like, do you think he can be coached to be a good defender, or do you feel it kind of is what you get? Because I think people overdo it.
Like, you can be coached to be good defenders, but you got to want to defend.
That's a good point.
He's so focused on going this way, going that way. He's not interested in it.
Do you think Klopp's aided that? Because for a long time at Trent, you know, the game plan has been Robertson and him get assists, Fabinho tucks in. So if your manager's not really demanding that of you, are you going to improve in that regard?
No, but as you said, for a long time, Liverpool played a certain style where they press you very high. So you never really got a chance to get after them. Now, people are able to bypass the press. And when they get at them, they get exposed. You know? Van Dijk is the same thing. When Jamie Carragher is saying about Van Dijk's better than Vidic, you're like, brother, come on now, man. Like, don't make them.
Not at the art of defending, if I'm honest with you.
Don't even like overall.
Van Dijk's a big dog.
Like, overall, Vidic is different type of guy.
The man are hungry, bro. Forget Premier League. Look where Vidic comes from.
Vidic is not even. He's not.
Whole lives.
He's not looking. He's not worried about how to look good in the pitch. He's just there to defend.
Literally,
so like,
he's one ugly don. He was just there for defending. Vidic was a bad boy.
But when people make them type of, make them kind of exchange, you're thinking, come on now, man, seriously. Like, why? Why would you say that? I understand there's a Liverpool affiliation there, but you can never have that conversation any day of the week.
Where do you rank Van Dijk then as centre half? Because I think he's up there.
Here we go. This is what I said to people. Yeah, Van Dijk is lucky. He's playing in an era where there's not many top striker about.
Yeah, physical man. Yeah, like, I get you.
If we can start going about Vidic, that the people that he come up with with, let's just go Everton. Back then, Everton they had Yakubu.
Everyone had strike. You had dons like Yakubu and that are problematic.
Yakubu, that man's is that metal. You don't know what that man is on, bruv. That's yak. That's that. I swear, I felt people who strong, but Yakubu is on a different level. You know, you got who else is got? You got Liverpool. They've got Torres.
Yeah, Torres them times there.
You got to Chelsea, Shevchenko, Anelka, Drogba. You got to Arsenal, you got Thierry. You got to Tottenham, they've got Berbatov. So Vidic had a hell of a striker to come up against. But now, when Liverpool play, what's his name? Bournemouth. Solanke had Van Dijk on toast. And that's Dominic Solanke. No, this is not disrespect to the guy, but Dominic Solanke is not a Drogba though, is it?
He's not in the same bracket.
He had Van Dijk like without even letting him breathe. So it's all about listen. The game is based on opinion, but I think Van Dijk is I don't think is what people make it look like or sound like. It's not like that.
Top 10?
Nah. No, top 20. Nah.
Nah, come on, he's top 10. He's top 20 Premier League centre backs. Come on, bro. Top 20. I'm having Sol Campbell, Tony Adams, Vidic, probably Rio, I hate him quite racist, but John Terry. I'm having a few players before.
Yeah, go on. Let me go. Ricardo Carvalho at Chelsea better than
I'm having him. Yeah, cool. I'll give you that.
Who else? Ledley King. You know what?
I'm not praising them Spurs, man, but because one man's got one knee in that, man. Like, fam. He was a baller. He's a bad boy, but man.
He's not. He's not up to the scratch. I don't care anybody say. I don't care what anybody say. Top 20, no, top 20. He's
20, bro. 20, 10.
I'm not having top 20 either. I'm not
20, fam.
So you're telling me you're gonna pick Sammy Hupia. You're gonna take Vidic over Sammy Hupia.
I'm taking Vidic over Hupia. Hupia.
No, you're taking Van Dijk over Sammy Hupia.
Yeah, I'm taking Van Dijk
on that leadership level, on that defending level,
bro. Listen, Van Dijk. I hear the leadership thing, but my team will have other leaders in it. I'm taking Van Dijk ahead of Hupia, bro. I have. To be fair to Van Dijk, the game's changed. The game's changed as well. You know, I've got to be devil's advocate. The game's changed.
He's lucky. He's lucky. He hasn't come up with proper guys. He hasn't come up with proper.
Yeah, but he can't when he's born, cuz.
Like, I would love to see him against Tevez. I would love to see him against Tevez.
Yeah, he will get stressed. But
there
he won't be the first or last.
I don't think people say the top 20. I don't even.
Nah, you're going the top 20, bro. You're moving, man. I can't lie. 20, man, bro. You can't, to save your life, you can't put 20 names on a sheet that are clear of Van Dijk.
Let's go. Okay, let's go.
Prove me wrong, bro. I'm seeking to learn here. Let's go.
I'm getting Ledley King.
Yeah. All right, I'll let you have that. Go on, Ledley.
Marcel Desailly.
Go on. That's another one.
John Terry.
He's racist, but go on.
Carvalho.
At the art of defending, yeah.
So the criteria, are we going for the art of defending? Because if it's art of defending, he cannot even be in that conversation. If we're talking about art of defending,
we have to look at defending, bro. Art that's what you man are in essence.
Art of defending, i.e. that the man 1v1, he cannot be in the list. Tell me how many seasons that he has. Since he's been at Liverpool? Yeah, tell me how many seasons had the absolutely blind of a season besides the one season that they won the league.
The season he signed, they didn't win the league that year, did they?
No.
So that's 2 years, man. I think Van Dijk's been quality. I do agree with some of your things.
For 2 years, yeah. For 2 years.
Oh, he's been lit, man. Come on,
thank
man.
you. For 2 years, that's 2 years. I'm just saying. For 2 years, yeah. My man been lit on 2 years, yeah.
He's been lit since he signed for Liverpool.
So basically, he's leaving based on his 2 years performance. Then,
I mean, if you hold me to that, then yeah, you're rubbing him out. But I think he's been lit since he's played.
There you go. Is that what's that brother? What's that brother again? Soldier Boy, ne? Soldier Boy. And leaving after that tune, bro. What are you saying?
No, at the art of defending, I think Bearman are better than Van Dijk because I don't think Van Dijk, for what I would want to see as a defender, he necessarily sniffs danger like that. I think he's got an aura about him that kind of leads to him not having to defend. But the game's changed. I think he's a leader. I think he's good on the ball. I'm
talking about recently. He has been sniffing nothing. I can tell that.
Yeah, but everyone's been dead at Liverpool though, apart from Salah. Everyone's been rubbish.
He hasn't been sniffing
nothing.
Last 2
years, by their standards, they've been rubbish.
Like recently, I don't know what he's been sniffing, but he hasn't sniffed nothing, bro. Nothing.
But the whole team is shambolic, bro. Like the whole team
if the whole team is shambolic, this is when you prove the point you are the best. So you always be standing out. But clearly he's not the best. So he's not the best because he's not been standing out.
No, I don't think Van Dijk's the best centre back ever, but you said not 20. That's
my man Ali A say, yeah, Van Dijk nearly won the Ballon d'Or. Yeah, because we're short on numbers, bruv. Level. Yeah, because we're short on numbers. Yeah, don't try it. We're short on numbers.
To be fair, that stuff is weird, man, because I love Jorginho, but we could put agendas and say he finished third on the Ballon d'Or list. Bare players better than him, man. That's hard, but that's hard.
They're short on numbers. That's why people get Ballon d'Or, bruv.
The Ballon d'Or is a popularity contest, man. It's not a real football thing, man. Let's be honest.
But as I said, Van Dijk.
Arguably, what would you say? Van Dijk's the best centre back right now in the Prem?
No.
Or if he's got to be top 5. All things considered, not necessarily form. You can't negate it, but form it would look a bit silly. He's got to be. Diaz is up there.
But there we go. This is past past stuff that you're holding up to.
But if we go off this year, bro, Holding's better than Bear, man, based on the 3 games he's played. Saka's the best winger ever. I can't lie. Martinelli's wavy. Like, well, we could run some mad.
As I said, this is based on past performance, not based on recent performance. Oh,
so why don't we give him
not even last year performance, bro? I would have that conversation.
No, but Liverpool, as I said, Liverpool last 12 months, 18 months, by their own standards, they've been meaty. So that's quite hard.
Last 24 months then. So how long has it been at Liverpool? Is it 4 years now, isn't it? So you had 2 good years at Liverpool, yeah? So you've been living after that 2 years, yeah? That's what we're talking about.
What did he do to you, bro? You're on him too much.
Well, you said, I would say, my man say, Kerry said, Lewis Dunk is better than Van Dijk.
Yeah, bro, but all this other wavy stuff that's required.
I said, when my man got injured, he went to the World Cup, it's not been the same again. That's it.
Yeah, no, that's true. Ake outshined him at some points, in my opinion, and probably has for Holland of recent. But top 20 ever, like, nah, he's got to be there, bro. He's got
I'm not even entertaining that conversation, bro.
20 centre-backs. A man that helped Liverpool deliver their first Prem after 30 years can't be up there. Him and Alisson lifted that thing as much as Mane and Salah were there. Crazy. Yeah, he was quality at Southampton as well. Yeah, it's Southampton and Celtic days as well, obviously. It's Scottish League and that, but he's helping me with this agenda.
I've got bad heart. I still play in Scotland. What's wrong with you?
Nah, do you know what? I do think to a degree Van Dijk is overrated, but top 20s are madness. Going back to the Liverpool game.
Here's a good one. Yeah.
Who would you bro? No, but that's not hard. That's not hard. Thiago Silva, bro. That we know that though. Thiago Silva, a bad boy defender.
There you go.
That's another name, bro.
Like Thiago Silva hasn't been in the Premier long enough, but you still rank him higher than Van Dijk.
Yeah, because Van Dijk. Well, if we're talking football, like, bro, Thiago Silva's been here about. Like, man, see what he's on.
That's what I'm saying. Van Dijk, I said they've been lucky.
Thiago's been good for Chelsea, same way, even though he's like 50 now as well. Like, so he's wavy. Wes Morgan's a bad boy centre back. Jamaican international. There's a reason he's there. He's the best ever to have done this. No agendas on my guy. Wes Morgan is shameless.
Okay, so there you go. So you stand up for the yardie, yeah?
Yeah, bro. What do you mean? Wes Morgan the best ever in the Prem. I'm here for this. So it's shameless.
So Van Dijk is not even on a top 20 then.
Oh man, you don't like the guy, man. Oh man, if we're talking football, Silva, and since he's gone to Chelsea, Thiago's been a bad boy centre back, and the very fact that Chelsea, in my opinion, he's for me your standout centre back. It is testament to him, but it's question marks at the club. I don't want to forget this point. Yeah, we bigged up Gabriel Jesus. What did you make of the other Gabbies, man? Gabriel's as a centre back against Mo Salah on Sunday, and obviously, Gabby Martinelli with a goal and assist.
No, I mean the other guy did well to play against Mo Salah. You one thing you have to be prepared. You have to prepare to run behind, and he did his job ever so well. Then my only downside of is that he's not great on the ball. So he's passing.
You don't rate Gabriel on the ball.
His passing distribution is okay.
Out of 10, would you give it?
I give him a strong 7.
Fair. So that's got to be good. He's got to be good at that, though.
No, I think I said he's a left footer. I think he can get better.
100%, he can get better.
He can get better, but I just feel like but he dealt with Mo Salah ever so well. I said Mo Salah kept running behind. He's able to keep up with him.
Would you make a Saka and Benjamin White? Because I personally think to a degree, Benjamin White was kind of thinking, I don't want to leave Rob Holding exposed. I saw little bits and pieces from Saka, but he set himself high standards. By them high standards, a bit like Odegaard, even though they was involved in the first goal, I didn't see much from them. I think our right-hand side didn't really stand up in that game, really. I think it was all left-hand centric, really, despite the first goal. What do you make of them two?
But what you have to be aware of that, because those guys have done so well, team will be extra vigilant to watch them.
100%.
Team will be more of, make sure he doesn't get past you. Make sure this doesn't, he doesn't score past us. Make sure that. So this is what also when you have to ask yourself a question: how much of a better footballer do I need to be to get a better out of this game? And listen, they've done ever so well in terms of like making sure to stop Xhaka and if you look at how effective Martin Odegaard is. He wasn't as effective in the Liverpool game, but because Liverpool put so much emphasis of stopping him. Because if you stop him,
was amazing in that game.
If you stop him, you almost stop the rhythm of Arsenal. You know what I mean? So it's credit to it's credit to them. in terms of how well they've done as a club and as a football player. But this is when you have to start thinking about long term. How better can we get going forward?
So what would you say? Would it be fair to say that we need an upgrade on Granit Xhaka?
I mean,
as good as he is and has been for our club, I just felt in that game, and it's not. Listen, I don't like how people are just blaming Xhaka for it. I just feel we need another 8 and a 6. It's not really personal with Xhaka. I think, as you know, you're a professional footballer. There's many ways to defend, especially away from home. There's just traditional defending, but also, like you were saying earlier, taking the sting out of the game, like what Thiago could do. You know, he'll hold on to the ball. He's press resistant. That's a form of defending. I don't think we have that at this moment in time.
No, I think as a squad, if Arsenal want to have to challenge at all front next season or the season after, you got to go for like. You got to have equally similar quality of the player that's in the bench on the starting 11. So that way the standard doesn't drop. You know what I mean?
You're
so,
right.
and I think they've got a hell of a job to look forward to in the summer in terms of rebuilding the squad, bringing more competition, get rid of other people, and invest in terms of the squad to challenge at all front on next season.
I agree. I agree, man. Like it's for me, like what you said, to go to that next level, we need like for likes. We need to learn from these experiences and be a bit street smart. We've been better in bigger games. On the topic of bigger games, what have you made of Odegaard in big games? Because I think this comment is harsh in relation to him going missing. Like, I wouldn't say he went missing against.
No, I don't think Odegaard went missing. I felt like he got ambushed in that game because Liverpool realized he's the biggest threat at Arsenal. He's the one that makes a lot of things tick. So there were more extra body around him to stop him having impact in the game. So, you know, it's just about finding a way of, if got more body pressing us, how can we find a way of remove him out of the situation, get somebody in the position where there's less attention into Odegaard. So listen, I don't think he had a poor game. It's just that Liverpool realized how much of a big threat is going forward for Arsenal.
Do you think we have a plan B? And do you think we need a plan B?
Every team needs a plan B. Now and again, Arsenal goes long.
Ramsdale was doing that a lot in that game, which was sensible in my opinion.
It's the trick that you always need to have. People will press us. When I catch it, I'll go straight forward. So Arsenal they do go long now and again.
I'm with you with that. I would say, you know what, to be honest, I can't really expect this season. You know, this season's a bit just about improving our foundations and stuff like that. I can't really expect us to be a team that can switch to a 3 at the back, mess around with midfield and right back. And so if we look at Liverpool and City, historically, in the last few years, they can do that. And that's where we need to get at. Do you think we can still win the league?
Oh, yeah. I think the league is down to Arsenal to lose it. They're in a poor position.
When you gone?
And just take one game at a time. Just game one team again. And make sure the game against City, you go there with a idea that I don't want to. If Arsenal come by that game, that I don't want to lose that game. That's the mentality.
In the ideal scenario, when's the league wrapped up for you? Or do you think it goes down to the wire?
It'll go down to the wire.
I was trying to avoid you saying that. I was hoping you wouldn't say that. My heart can't take it, bro.
If City drop a point, it'll be great for Arsenal. If City drop a point, it'll be great for Arsenal. Arsenal, all they have to do, take one game at a time, do what you need to do, and don't worry about anybody else's business. That's it.
This is it.
You know, and every single time they play at the Emirates, it should be a hell of hostile atmosphere. Make that place look fortress and very difficult for anybody. By the time anybody walked in that pitch thinking, wow, we're in there for they are there. They are in the top of the league for a reason, because they've got the fun around them and they're playing the football, and just make it difficult for anybody.
If we don't win the league, would it be a failure?
Oh yeah, you can't be there for so long. And not.
But was that the goal in August though?
No, I mean, listen, I think it look a failure because you put all one egg in one basket.
That's true. Europa, FA Cup,
FA Cup, Carabao Cup, all of that. You got knocked out of there.
The FA, but still.
And you're thinking, well, what's next then?
That's true.
So you have to. You're in a position where you're not far of winning it, but also you're not far of losing it either.
So in a best case scenario and worst case, how if Arsenal were to win the league, what needs to happen? And if we don't win this league, what needs to happen?
Arsenal win the league is for them to win every single game. And going forward is to invest in the squad, get like-for-like players in the squad, because you're going to compete at all front. If Arsenal don't win the league, you can have to reassess their squad. Who do Arsenal need going forward? How can they get better? Because you're still involved in the Champions League.
I'm with you with that. Are you fearful of the Champions League next year? Because as much as I like the improvements we've been making, there's certain elements in our game that have, even to a degree, were exposed against Liverpool. As you know, Champions League's a different ball game, man.
Yeah.
Are you worried going into the champs? And what would actually be your goal if Arsenal in the champs? Would you expect?
I mean, if Arsenal get the Champions League, you just want to get out of the group stage. Anything else above that, it's a bonus. Anything above that, it's a bonus. Just get out of the group stage, avoid Europa League, and
100%.
And see after that, because you say you're playing against the best quality in Europe available right now, so you have to really bring an A game.
There was a comment, and I can't find it, but I thought it was a good question when we were speaking about mentality. The guy asked to you or girl, who do you think's the mentality kings or monsters within that Arsenal side currently?
I mean, if you look at it, you see Martin Odegaard seems like he's a steady head. You got a goalkeeper who needs to be steady headed. He's got a Thomas Partey. He's a leader, but he's more of a soft spoken from our side. Look at the thing, the guy doesn't.
By example, sort of guy.
Yeah. So, but man, love Odegaard still somehow. He's soft spoken.
Yeah, I knew you wouldn't let it go with the Partey's name mentioned without mentioning that.
For somebody who's a soft spoker, yeah, but man knows where to find the thing in it. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I mean, listen, they've got leadership in every position. They just need to be able to come out more, and just, Saka's still young, but I think the Odegaard, the Gabriel Jesus, the Zinchenko of this world, they have to really show that leadership going forward.
You're right. Still, this is a good question. Do you think there'll be psychological ramifications of the squad going all the way and not winning the league?
Oh, that will kill them. Listen,
why?
They are one of the youngest squads in the league.
Mm.
They've been praised how well they've been doing. To get this far in the league and not to be able to get it across the line, mentally it will destroy some of them. Because you're like, we came close. Who knows what next Arsenal? Because next season, everyone's coming.
It ain't gonna look like this.
100%. Everyone is coming. So you've got to really make the most opportunity at Arsenal. If you're gonna win the league, you do it well. If you don't, God knows what's gonna happen next.
I mean, my hope for that would be, obviously last year it started terribly. We got our season back together and then we failed at the end. We've kind of used that to go one better this year and get in the Champions League. My hope would be next year that if we didn't win the league, we'd kind of do the same thing. But as you said, it would be heartbreaking. It would be heartbreaking.
Oh, that'd be massive.
Yeah, bro. But at the same time,
difficult. That's a difficult pill for many Arsenal fans. Difficult pill.
I don't think they can afford to care. Like, if I'm honest with you, like, not when I mean not care, I mean obviously care, you're a professional athlete in that, but crying ain't gonna solve nothing. In August, this wasn't the goal. Learn from this really. For some of you, as you said, we got the youngest squad. Some of you in your early 20s. If you're at Arsenal, I definitely hope we're in this situation again. Use this to fuel you in it and use that hurt and things. If you don't, as you know in life, if you're not failing, you're not doing nothing. Arteta's failed plenty of times at Arsenal and he's using it and challenging it and things like that. So, yeah, that's a good one. A question on that as well. Whether or not we win the league, what do we need to push on and continue to mount serious challenges in the coming years? I think Fabrice has answered this many times. I think evidently just keep improving in squads, getting for likes and all of like for like players and whatnot, and just being a bit more street smart, learning from these bumps on the road. I would say the City game, Liverpool, I would say them games are a case of fine margins. Like, football's a 90-minute game. You can't really just be good for 30 minutes. You can have in different moments, but you need to near enough be perfect in these sort of things. So they would simply have to learn from that really. Final question for you, Fabrice, man. Have you seen the news around Balogun and things surfacing how he wants to be the #1 target if he doesn't want to stay? For those of you who have no clue, Balogun is nearing the last 2 years of a deal he signed in 2021 and does not plan to extend those terms, which is no reflection of his feelings towards Arsenal, but rather the situation is a stance influenced by the fact that major European sides, including AC Milan, Inter Milan, Marseille, Monaco, and Leipzig, are in pursuit, and they can offer a starting berth with the chance to test himself in a new environment on a permanent basis, said to carry appeal. What do you make of that?
I can understand where he's coming from. You've had a taste of playing men's football. You've had a taste of playing in Europe. He's the leading goal scorer in the league, I believe. So to come back at Arsenal and not being guaranteed even being in a squad for match day, I think you can only think about it. At the end of the day, he's got to look out for his own career.
He's got one career and it goes quick.
Yeah,
you have to.
So you have to understand that where he's coming from. If Arsenal can go to 11's contract, a nice bid of 10 to 20 million pounds, you snap his hand right now and say, thank you, but appreciate for your service, but just move on.
Don't you think 10 to 20 pound bit too low for someone who's 21 years of age and 17, 18 goals?
You can also say he hasn't proven it in the Premier League, hence why he has to go to France to do it. So
that's true.
French League
kind of said that.
French League and the Premier League is completely two different ball game. So I said, as much as being linked to a German team, I would be very surprised if they play anything between 10 to 20.
That's true. Do you think, some reports, and again, to be fair to Balogun, he actually hasn't said it, the Athletic have. Do you think he deserves first choice striker at Arsenal, or to warrant either I'm first choice or I'm keeping it moving?
He's not the tallest, and I think coming back to Arsenal, it's going to have to be very realistic that the number one go-to person is Gabriel Jesus.
Mr. Jesus, 100%.
So you got to know that. So Arsenal also don't play two striker.
This is the issue.
And you have to go to a club. Right now he's playing with two striker in France. So he's got to go to a club where there is two striker, where both of them has a great connection and they can play. So for me, listen, it's down to him, but I would advise him, listen, if you feel like you're going to get a better opportunity somewhere, explore it.
Do you think Arsenal's hands are forced if he says, I don't want to sign a new deal? Obviously, you could sell him for decent money. You'd still be able to sell him next summer. But if he has a season like this again, we go into next summer, a year left, clubs might try lowball. Do you think he's kind of forced Arsenal's hand then to kind of get rid of him this summer if that's what he wants?
You can't blame the guy where he's gone on and done ever so well. All of a sudden, the whole European market are after him now. So that's testimony to the Arsenal academy and the people that work with him in the past to help him to get to his position. Now, is that okay? I've had a taste of it. Do I need to go back to Arsenal to be on the bench? I think it would be very, very difficult answer for him.
That's true, and you made a great point about the bench as well. And as some people know, whether you're a winger, a 10, a striker, Arteta has to balance that bench. He has to have a couple attacking options and some defenders. So indirectly, there's a lot of players. Trossard is great news for Arsenal. It's probably bad news for Balogun because he's shown he can play all across the front three. So it's a decision. What I would say is, speaking to someone who came out of England, it costs like 2 to 3 million to run the place. If you sell him for 10 to 50 million, that's a success story. Not everyone can make it. As long as that money could be reinvested in things, it is what it is. Personally, I think a lot of conclusions are drawn on Balogun. As you said, it's one season. Is this going to be you've arrived now, or is this a positive blip and you look average? It's a bit like when we sold Joe Willock to Newcastle when he was scoring goals, and evidently it wasn't sustainable. There will be good or bad moments. So I don't know, man. I would love for Balogun to make it. I'd love for him to get an opportunity. I agree with what you said earlier. If we could sign a striker that's more physical, then I think we've got to be cruel to Balogun and be kind to ourselves. I'm getting that done, whether that's an Ivan Toney sort, a Giroud sort, someone that can just play with the back to goal, which Balogun's shown he can do elements. That's not a skill set of his. He's fox in the box, poacher, sharp shooter sort of guy. So I'm not too sure on that really, man, if I'm honest. What have you said here, Culture Mark? DG, do you think like what happened before with the Everton result, the Liverpool result will make us mentally stronger to spur us on to another positive run? I believe so, because like Fabrice was saying, we just need to get results. If these players feel sorry for themselves, we're in trouble. And I think Arteta has been preaching, like, you've got to be calm. If you win, don't get excited. If you lose, don't get excited. What do you make of that?
No, Arteta need to be able to keep drumming on that message to hold people expectation. You and I know where Arsenal want to finish in the season. The player who are actually involved in the whole thing knows where they want also finish the season. However, you got to just remain calm and take a step at a time and just take a game at a time. Don't feel like there's a pressure out there
excited.
to do something out of the ordinary. You go out there, you play the game you're supposed to be playing.
Exactly that. Exactly that. What did you? I can't let you get away without. I forgot to mention it. What do you make of the ref in that game? Because
Is it the linesman
and the
or
linesman
the
with
ref?
Robertson.
You know what? Yeah, the linesman, he looked like he's been in the gym minute. It's been about it because he looked
Yeah,
like a bit like Hencho Blanco, the type of brother.
He was ready for someone to try back him up. He was ready.
It was about it. You know. So
that's the thing. Do you think Robertson was wrong though? I mean, do you think the linesman was wrong? Because it looks like he ran up to him.
Hold on.
Come on, do your thing. Do your thing. Back in a sec, people. Again, this is real life live streams, but yeah, what did you lot think? Do you know what I think? To say the ref was awful is harsh. I wouldn't say the ref was awful. I wouldn't say it's awful. I definitely think he tried to make it about him. I definitely think he wanted to do Hollywood. I definitely think there was inconsistencies between Benjamin White's yellow card and the amount of fouls that Konate was going on with. I thought the penalty weren't really a pen, even though I could understand it was given. It was more, it was more for me, it's the more consistency over 90 minutes. It's like on one for Liverpool, he's letting the game run. He understands it's a big game, but it feels like he's harshly criticizing our Arsenal players for tackles. I don't think Benjamin White deserved the yellow, but I don't think the ref was terrible, in my humble opinion. I couldn't sit here and say the ref was terrible. I think that's hard or awful. I think that's harsh. I don't like Paul Tierney. I think he tries to make it all about himself. But then again, in the Premier League's eyes, that's why he's the ref, man, really and truly. So yeah, man. As we were, Fabrice. Before I let you get out of here, what did you make of the ref throughout the 90 minutes? And
this is the double standard, yeah. Mitrovic, that incident at Man United where he pushed the referee, he go book handed to him. They throw a book at him.
Season could arguably done.
He's done. The season done, and won't play for next two, 3 games next season either.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
So I would love to hear what type of punishment that linesman got, because
that's true. He's got taken off. I think he's been taken off being a linesman while investigations are pending.
Listen, they don't need to see. They don't need no investigation. You can forget about it. It's here on plain sight. There, everybody saw it. I understand it's a frustration, but when you start using your elbow to people, touch people's face, that's when you're entering a very, very dangerous territory.
Don't you think Robertson instigated it?
Oh, very much so. Very much so.
It's like he done the reaction thing. Like if that was 2 players, would they been sent off? I'm not sure.
The linesman play into it.
That's
the linesman play into it. Like it literally, if you've been in the game long enough, you know the type of player Andy Robertson is.
Yeah. He's a see you next Tuesday acronym. He's a guy that you don't like, really and truly, unless he plays for you.
He'll poke you to get a reaction off you, and
then cry wolf.
And he'll blame you for kicking him, but all along he was kicking you.
Exactly.
So, that the linesman literally fall into that trap easily, because Andy was just keep barking. I understand at one point you're gonna have to react.
He just kept barking. You said it perfectly there. He kept barking, and he provoked a reaction, really. What did you make of the Liverpool players surrounding the ref at half-time? Because I know we got charged for that.
I said, but both sides will need to control their team better. They need to control their team better just to get better, because that for me was a poor example of the Premier League. It just wasn't as good what we wanted to see.
I'm like you, man. I agree with you. I don't think they're going to improve
at all.
That's the thing, bro. Like, I think me and you are going to be sat here frequently speaking about this, because I don't think they want consistency. I don't think they want half of the things that we're talking about, because they provide talking points. There's got to be a reason Paul Tierney was given a big game like that. And as I was saying while you walked off here, I personally feel for Liverpool, he's letting the game run. For us, he's not letting the game run. He's trying to let things fly because it's a big game, and then he's trying to micromanage it and make it about himself. I don't think he got any big decisions wrong. I don't think it was one where the ref played a key part. I didn't understand how Benjamin White's been booked and Konate is kicking players all over the pitch and not getting fouled. Whether we're being unfairly done against, I'm not sure, bro. I don't know where you stand on that.
I always said big player need big referee to referee the game.
Exactly.
So we know that Arsenal Liverpool is one of the big game in the Premier League that weekend.
Maddest games.
Why not assign 2-3 of the best referee, the best linesman, best fourth official to take care of that game.
And there's a reason. Like, we've got a terrible record with him as a ref.
And you're like, that's what I would have thought it would have been more realistic to do that. But clearly, the PGMOL, they thought something different.
It's mad. As a former professional footballer, let's just say, boom, you're playing for Bolton now. The referee's given an incorrect penalty or something like that, and they know they've gotten it wrong. Did they ever come to the training ground or to your manager, and your manager saying sorry?
What usually happens when they receive the report? Either the referee bosses will call the manager to apologize, say, "Oh, I'm sorry that we got this wrong." But then manager's like, "Well, it's too late, because if my job could have been on the line, I could have get sacked because of one of your men made a terrible decision." You know what I mean? So it's one of those things, man. It's one
of them, man. But yeah, I always say we just have to control the variables we can. Where maybe if we defended better, if we got the third goal, if we reacted to the crowd a bit better, if the subs were better, I'm not to say we were poor, but maybe we could just be talking about this as some sort of a blip. Obviously, make sure you're subscribing to Fabrice's channel. What content have you got to come today, bro? Whenever I drop some things.
I posted a video yesterday about Kyle Walker. I feel like his time at Man City coming to an end,
Yeah, especially with the inverted fullback thing. It's looking, he can't really do that. He's more of a traditional guy. He can't do what Trent did for Liverpool in the second half. Or
but I just feel like some of the comment Pep made, it almost like, ooh.
If you was a player, how would you feel about that? Because I've seen them comments.
He said he cannot play. No, he cannot play the way we play inside. You have to make some educating movement.
Ooh.
And he went on to say he has other characteristics. He will always have the pace. He will be the fastest in his room at 60 years old. I thought, now Pep is mugging man out here now. He's absolutely.
How would you feel if he was a player and they said that? Is that to put a challenge to Walker to say, even though you're old by a footballer's standards, can you improve? Or is that to tell him this?
I just feel like Pep is trying to push him out the door. Simple as that. And obviously, any other activity, remember he's got caught up in activity outside football.
Yeah, he loves it. He loves
all in all, you're thinking he's giving the football club a perfect opportunity to get rid of you. Like,
when you put it like that, it's peak.
Yeah, of course. Because they've got the other young lad who plays in his position, Lewis. Yeah, he's young, so I'm happy to say, Kyle Walker, thank you for your service. I wish you all the best, pal, and time to move on.
Time to move on. Either go back to Spurs.
And you got the other guy that's in Bayern right now, who's the right back, Cancelo, who could probably come back in. It's just like, I feel like Pep, he has a way of getting rid. He has a way of getting rid of people in the nicest way, also in a very horrible way.
Yeah, I agree. We saw it with Eto'o, Ronaldinho. We saw it with Joe Hart when he came to City.
Yeah, I'm saying.
And I think the big manager's got to do them ticks.
No, I understand that, but I was just saying, the way it's looking, it looked like he's on his way out at Man City.
It's peak, people. So yeah, man. People, you've seen the link I've dropped. Go and check out Fabrice's channel. Subscribe, show him some love. Any other upcoming content?
Now, I'm planning to drop the video on Friday. Between Leeds are playing. I don't know who they're playing. I think they're playing Man United. I think it's a big game for Leeds. They need to win.
Big game, fight for their lives.
Yeah, big game. So that's the content I'm planning so far. Putting it out on Thursday, Friday.
So yeah, people, go and subscribe to Fabrice's channel again. And in the meantime, between now and Friday, he's dropped plenty of videos. I'm sure you can take the time to go through that, support the thing. I'll be live at 3:30. Fabrice, once again, it's been a fantastic Tuesday. It's just unfortunate about the result, man. Appreciate you for giving up your time, man.
I appreciate that, man.
Come on, my guy. Stay blessed. Take care, man.
Have a good one, man.
Come on. One love, everyone.
There's always just that active red line. I think it's like